Good evening and welcome to Millennium Stage for Target Family Night. And now, it started out as a CD, became a book, and is now a PBS series. Please welcome Songs for Unusual Creatures.
Hello. Do you guys like strange animals? Then you are in the right place. You do, I can tell. Do you have a question already, or are you just telling me you like strange animals? We normally do Q&A after the show, but just because you're right there, so go ahead. Hey, you raised your hand. Okay, we'll discuss this after the show, but we do have a fan of unusual creatures. I'm pretty sure that's what he's telling us. Thank you all for coming out. My name is Michael Hearst, and let's do this. We're going to start with a march, the March of the Unusual Creatures. Thank you. All right. All the unusual creatures are here now. So yes, my name is Michael Hearst, and I did an album called Songs for Unusual Creatures. And soon thereafter, I was asked to do a book, which came out. We hope this works. Let's see. Maybe it doesn't. We just put a new battery in this remote. I swear. I swear. There we go. Okay, so I also did a book called Unusual Creatures, which came out, and it's been a lot of fun, and then I never imagined I'd be a writer, and here I am writing books about weird animals. And then something really fun happened, and that was that PBS came to me and asked if I would host a series. We've done 10 episodes and had a good time with it, and I've got to meet a lot of these creatures in person. One of my favorites that I met is this. You guys know what this one is? You know what it is? He has redeemed himself. The blue-footed booby. A round of applause. Thank you. Yes, this, you'll never guess why it's called a blue-footed booby. because it has blue feet. That's correct. This is a seabird. It's found off the coast of South America and Central America, and it dives for its food from high altitudes. And it'll dive very fast, 50, 60 miles an hour. It'll dive into the water from altitudes of several hundred feet. That would hurt your head, right? Thankfully, the blue-footed booby has extra padding in its head, so it doesn't hurt quite as much when it hits the water. It also has these permanently closed nostrils that keep water from rushing into its nose. You'll also notice I have a rope drawn under the bird, and that's because when I was learning about this, the blue-footed booby, I realized that the term booby trap, in fact, likely comes from pirates trying to catch this bird. Get it? A booby trap? But about those feet, the blue-footed booby, the male blue-footed booby, does a dance. It shows off its blue feet. The fancier and brighter its feet and the better its moves, the more likely the female is to do that dance in return. They do this dance. I call it the blue-footed booby boogaloo. And here's a song and some footage. All right. So you may notice I also have some strange instruments up here. I thought it'd be fun to match some of my strangest instruments with some of these unusual animals. And this is called a claviola. Kind of looks like one of the wings from a blue-footed booby, right? There's only about 50 of these that were ever made, and I had to have one. In fact, I have 4, so there's only 46 left, if you can find them. But it makes these great sounds. Which you've been hearing, and we'll play some more of this. But I want to show you a couple other super fun instruments because they go with this next creature. Behold the Chinese giant salamander. This is the largest salamander on the planet, reaching lengths of 6 feet. That is one big salamander. I have visited with this salamander in person, and I think I have an actual photo. It is perhaps the most ugly, disgusting, and awesome and amazing creature ever. I kind of love it. So when it came time to do a song for the Chinese giant salamander, I knew I had to use this. This is called a stylophone, and there are millions of these. But it's one of the nerdiest instruments. You do not need to be a great musician to play it. You just need to wear glasses. And you touch the screen with this stylus or pen, and you get that crazy salamander-like sound. The other instrument that I really wanted to use on this song is this guy. This is called a theremin. It was invented in the 1920s, believe it or not. This is a very updated version. But the theremin was invented in the 1920s by a Russian scientist named Leon Theremin, and it's the only instrument that I know of that you do not actually touch to play. You have these antennae. This side is pitch, and this side is volume. The closer my hand gets... Whoops, let's turn off that effect. How about that? Wow. This is really a new, up-to-date theremin, as you can see. Maybe I should just do this. So this side is pitch. The closer my hand gets, the higher the pitch. The further away, the lower the pitch. And this side is volume. The closer my hand gets, the quieter. And the further away, the louder. Wow. And clearly, I don't actually even know how to use it yet. Maybe we should try it with this sound. It's kind of cool. All right. Go ahead and start. Let's try it. Keep doing that first again. Got the theremin going halfway through there. Ooh, how about this? This is one of my favorites. Anybody know the name of this creature? Yeah? Yes. Good job. So this is the common basilisk, but it has this fantastic nickname, the Jesus Christ lizard. And that's because this lizard can run across a pond without sinking. It has these webbed feet, fringed feet that open up, creating more surface tension. And the smaller, lighter ones can go 50 or 60 feet across a pond. And they do this to chase after food or if they're being chased. And when I was thinking about a song for the Jesus Christ lizard, I thought toy piano. It has to be a toy piano sound. We don't actually have a toy piano here, but thankfully this keyboard has a toy piano sound. So Alyssa is going to play the Jesus Christ lizard. And we're going to hope it times out with this video. Let's see how that goes. We have footage of this. Here we go. Go ahead. Alyssa Lamb on keyboard. Ooh, who knows this one? The tardigrade. I heard someone say it. Yes, this is the tardigrade, also known as a water bear. And this is a microscopic creature, which means you cannot see it without help from a microscope. It's very, very small. But despite that, they are found all over the planet. I assure you, there are tardigrades in water here in Washington, D.C., and in New York City, where we're from. They've found tardigrades in oceans and in water at the top of Mount Everest. And they're an incredible creature. They are not related to any other animal that we know of. Some funny things. Well, first of all, the tardigrade can handle some extreme situations. They've been exposed to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which is really hot, and survived. Been exposed to negative 400, which is really cold, really, really cold. Freezing, survived. They've been exposed to 1,000 times more radiation than any other animal on the planet and have survived. They even took tardigrades on the Photon F3 rocket into outer space to see how they would do in the freezing cold vacuum of outer space. And when the rocket came back to Earth, not only had they survived, but they had laid eggs, which makes you wonder where the tardigrade might come from. Here's an actual photo of the tardigrade. So the way they're able to handle these crazy environments is when they don't like the situation, they just simply expel all the water from their body and shrivel up into a tight ball, what's called a cryptobiotic state. And they wait for things to get better. They found tardigrades that were 60, 70 years old that rehydrated and came back to life. Really pretty incredible. Obviously, scientists are looking at this and wondering, maybe we could do this one day. So here's a song for the tardigrade. Because it is a water bear, sort of a dancing bear, this is sort of a dancing bear song and probably one of the strangest children's songs I've ever written or heard. have a special prop for this next song. This came with me all the way from Brooklyn. Yes, I will humiliate myself for you too, DC. This is the anglerfish, and it looks just like this. The anglerfish is a deep sea fish. It is so dark in the deep sea. It is pitch black. No light gets down there. But one thing you can see in the deep sea are little bits of bioluminescence. The anglerfish has this appendage that comes off of its head with a little bit of bioluminescence. And other fish see this light, and they think, whoa, man, that's cool. And they swim toward it. But what they don't realize is that the anglerfish has jaws that can open up and eat things twice its own size. Behold an actual picture of the anglerfish. But before you go home and have nightmares, I should point out that the anglerfish is only about this big. So none of you, not only would it not harm you, but I don't think you're going to easily be able to get to the deep, darkest depths of the ocean, unless you're James Cameron, and you might be. All right, let's do an anglerfish song. What's next? I can hardly wait. It's true, it's true. There's an elephant shrew. These are amazing. In fact, for the PBS series, I came down to the National Zoo here in D.C., and we filmed. It was a very hot day. I had to wear a suit, as I did in the episode. And I met some elephant shrews. There's about 4 or 5 different types. One of my favorites is the black and rufous. I think I just like the name more than anything. But they're cute. And they, despite being called an elephant shrew, they are not related to the shrew at all. But they are distantly related to elephants, believe it or not. They are about 1/17 the size of the elephant shrew. I mean, of the elephant shrew is. So one of the fun things about this project, when I was a kid, I listened to a lot of Peter and the Wolf and Camille Saint-Saëns' Carnival of the Animals, one of my favorites. And that was hugely inspiring to me, the idea of doing instrumental music that allowed people to use their imagination a little more, and songs inspired by different things. Program music, as we were taught in music school. But Carnival of the Animals, does some of you know that orchestral suite? Yeah, it's beautiful. And in fact, those are songs about usual creatures, like the swan and the turtle, and the elephant. And a lot of his music was borrowed from earlier works. So I thought, why not borrow some of Camille Saint-Saëns' music for my project? So for his elephant piece, it's played on a double bass, and we don't have a double bass here. We have a single bass. What is that? An electric bass. Janchi, can you demonstrate the elephant by Camille Saint-Saëns? That's John T. Simon on bass, by the way. So yes, some of you recognize that piece. I thought it'd be fun to take that and speed it up really fast for the elephant shrew. So let's try. Let's see if you can hear that melody. That's Justin Mullins on trumpet. Blobfish, blobfish, jello of the sea, floats upon the bottom, lazy as can be. Hardly has a muscle, but doesn't seem to mind. It eats what floats into its mouth, crustaceans and some brine. And yes, it has a saddened look. Perhaps it's feeling down. Thanks to fishing trawlers, soon this fish might not be around. That's my public service announcement in the form of children's poetry. So yes, I am here to tell you that we overfish, and I think this guy's kind of cute. Do you guys want to see what it really looks like? Can you handle it? You've probably seen it. It became a thing, but I think you can handle it anyway.
It's right there already.
There he is, Mr. Blobfish. So, let's do a song for the Blobfish, shall we? Poor Mr. Blobfish. But he is kind of cute, right? Okay. No? Oh. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I know what's cute. I can tell you what's cute. How about this? Yes. Go ahead and do that groove. It's all about this groove right here. In my opinion, the sea pig grooves. So the sea pig is also found in the bottom of the ocean. And they crawl on the ocean floor in groups. Many of them together, walking along very, very slowly. And they just wait for debris, detritus to fall from higher up in the ocean. Other animals that have died, food that's been thrown out, who knows, falls down through the ocean like rain. And these guys slowly walk after it and hope they find it because they don't have eyes. They're blind. Basically, they just eat and poop. Eat and poop. I have some footage. And in fact, I had to speed up the footage because these things move so slowly that I had to make things go a little faster. So we're going to do a sea pig groove for you. The sea pig. By the way, let me introduce everybody. This is Alyssa Lamb on keyboard. John T. Simon on bass. Kate Gentile on drums. And Justin Mullins on trumpet. And of course, the sea pig on the screen. And it has time. It has come time. It is time. It has come time. Do you guys feel like standing up and hopping? Because this creature is an amazing hopper. And if anybody wants to hop, now is the time. I might hop. I know some of you probably just aren't going to get up and hop, and that's totally cool. But you guys in the front have plenty of hopping room, and I see some quality hopping right here. So let me tell you about this. This is the Bilby. And by the way, this is actually the final song, but it's a long song, so you need to conserve some hopping energy. So here's what we're going to do. The Bilby is a nocturnal marsupial. It lives in Australia where a lot of marsupials live, like kangaroos and wombats. And it's actually kind of like a mini kangaroo, isn't it? It even has a pouch. But it's nocturnal and it's small. It's only about this big. So it's only out during the night. It's out foraging for food. Otherwise, it's sleeping during the day. So for this song, we're going to start off with nighttime activity with the bilby hopping around. And you guys can watch me. We'll do little hops to start because we want to save our energy for the big hops when it repeats. And then, of course, the sun's going to come out and all the bilbies are going to go to sleep. So you can do what you want with that. You don't have to fall asleep. But let's try this. Little hops. Big hops, get ready. It's daytime. This makes it much easier for the parents to take the kids home, too. Thank you so much to the Kennedy Center for having us. Thank you, Bob, sound group over there, lights. We do have books and CDs and T-shirts and tattoos. Shauna is volunteering on the merchandise. Thank you, Shauna. And we hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you.